Hello, mathematicians. Welcome to Module 5, Application Problems. Here in just a moment, I want you to pause the video. Then, at the top of your page, I want you to write M5L4 for Module 5, Lesson 4. Then, today's date. Cut out problem 4 and glue it to the top of the page in your journal. When you finish this, hit play so that we can continue. Great, glad you're back. Let's get started. Let's take a look at today's problem. When we're solving this problem, we're going to use the RDW strategy. In this strategy, the first thing we have to do is to read the problem closely and try to visualize what it's telling us. So as I'm reading the story, please whisper read along with me. Diane needs 65 craft sticks to make a gift box. She only has 48. How many more craft sticks does she need? So, thinking about this problem, I'm going to go back and circle my numbers. So I see the number 65, so circle 65. I also see 48, so circle 48. Then I need to figure out what I have to do here. So Diane needs 65 sticks. She only has 48. I have to figure out how many more craft sticks she is going to need. Now that we have read the problem, found our important information, I'm going to check that off of my strategy list, and now I'm ready to draw and label. When I draw and label, I do want to use the tape diagram. This will help me get my thinking in the right area. So if I think about this, I know that Diane needs 65 craft sticks. So I'm thinking that's the total amount that she's going to need. However, she only has 48. So that means that 48 has to be one of the parts. So in your tape diagram, go ahead and draw how you think these two numbers will fit into the diagram. Pause the video while you do so, then press play when you're ready to continue. Alright, let's take a look at the tape diagram. I have created the tape diagram to show that 65 is the whole amount. That's the total amount of craft sticks that she needs. And I know that Diane only has 48. So I'm going to have to try and figure out this missing part. Because when I add these two add-ins together, it will give me the whole amount of 65. So go ahead, and if you need to correct your tape diagram, pause the video and do so. Now I want to take a look, because I have drawn and labeled my thinking. I want to write it in an equation. So let's take a look at an equation for this problem. I'm thinking that for this equation, I know my part and I know the whole amount. I'm thinking of how I want to write my equation. I'd like for you to go ahead and write your equation Now, pause the video, then press play when you're ready to check back in with me. All right, let's look at the equation. I know that Diane only has 48 craft sticks. And what I don't know is how many more she needs. What I do know is she has to have the whole amount of 65. So to solve this problem, I think the easiest way to do this would be to use arrow notation. If you want to try a different strategy to solve that, you go right ahead. Solve your problem and then pause the video while you're solving it. Come back and press play when you're ready to continue. So let's take a look at how I solved this problem using the arrow notation. I'm starting out with 48 because that is the one part that I know that I have. Now I know I want to make it to the next 10. So if I'm at 48, what would that next 10 be? That next 10 would be 50 because 48 is closer to 50 on my hundredths chart. And I know that to get to 50, I would need to add 2. Now that I'm at 50, I think I want to continue adding by 10 because I know I have to get to 65. So if I'm at 50, I can add 10 more to my problem, and then that will give me 60. Now I'm at 60, and I know I need to make it to 65. So looking at my hundredths chart or mental math, I know that I need 5 to get to 65. Now that I'm at 65, I need to go back and I'm going to add to find the total amount of sticks that she is going to need. So when I look at my sticks, I have 2 plus 10 gives me 12, and then plus 5 more gives me 65. So 2 plus 10 is 12, plus 5 more gives me 17. Therefore, Diane needs to have 17 more craft sticks. Now that we have written the equation and we've solved it, the next thing we have to do is write it in a complete sentence. But before we do that, make sure that you have your journal filled out correctly. If you made a mistake, please go back and correct that for me. To finish this problem, I have to write my answer in a complete sentence. So that sentence would be, Diane needs 17 more craft sticks. All right, super job today, mathematicians. I hope you did wonderful on this problem. I know sometimes when we're working with only part of an add-in, it can become complicated. If you still have a question, listen to the video again or ask your teacher. Until next time, toodles!